Honey, I think I'm gonna get a nightcap. You know, one for the stairs.
But Johnny, we're on the first floor.
It's what you call a propositional phrase. You know, like, honey, you wanna Shanghai tonight? Honey, did you leave the pantry light on?
What?
I am the Saran Man. I'm going to kill you, Shark Man.
Not if I can help it.
Oprah says die.
That's not very nice. What did I ever do to her?
It's not what you did, but what you will do.
What? Oh, mildew?
No, you idiot. Will do, not mildew. Ah! 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 Ah!
Johnny, what took so long? And what was all that commotion I heard?
Don't worry, honey. I wrapped it all up. Tell Alfredo we're gonna have a lot of garbage on Monday. Now I gotta get straight to bed. I got a big show for tomorrow.
You received my requirements, Mr. Sharkman.
I did, Boreoh, but I have a question.
I suspected you might.
You want me to spend $200 million on a building for Yale University that will be called the Dr. Clarence Boreoh Law Studies Library?
That is correct. That's your one question?
Okay. Technically, I have a few questions then. You want the library to be filled with the finest law library resources in the world, right?
That is correct again.
But you don't want any students with higher than a C average to use the library?
That is quite correct.
So this is a library for the worst students who will then go on to become some of the worst lawyers that Yale can produce year after year, thus slowly ruining their reputation, right? This is all about that mutual parting of the ways with Yale, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Oh, remind me not to piss you off, Boreoh.
Oh, but you already have, Mr. Sharkman. Are my terms acceptable to you?
Oh, yeah. I love having a motivated lawyer on my side.
Careful what you wish for, Mr. Sharkman. Have a good evening.
Oh, boy. This is going to be fun.
Johnny, we've got a very interesting guest for you tonight.
Does it involve the color purple?
No, Johnny, I don't think he has anything to do with the color purple. It's the author of an unusual book.
Oh, I hate books. Although I was afraid that it was going to be Barney. Barney and I have a deadly blood feud going on. I wouldn't trust that purple dinosaur farther than I can throw him, and I can barely pick him up.
Johnny, you asked us to book this guest.
Am I going to have to read? I hate anything where I have to do something. It's so boring. I just want to lay there and be entertained.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Johnny Sharkman Show, best-selling author, Elmer Gluezman.
Do people ever confuse you with Elmer Fudd, the cartoon guy who talks funny?
No, Johnny, I can't say that ever happened.
You can't say or you won't say?
Huh?
Okay, I can see how this interview's going to go. Tell us about your fantastic book, Eldorado.
It's Elmer.
That is a terrible name for a book. Is this another one of those books about Muppets?
What? No. My book is called The History of Paste Part 2. It's the long-awaited sequel to my first book, The History of Paste.
Long awaited by who?
I think you mean by whom.
I mean, who would care about a book called The History of Paste, let alone a sequel?
I have my fans. I'm a very well-respected author. I've been told that I can bring history to life.
Ooh, you mean like bringing mummies back from the dead? Now that would be entertaining.
That would really be something. I'm afraid that my writing isn't quite that exciting.
Oh, that's too bad. Are we out of time yet there, Donnie?
No, Johnny, we have about 8 more minutes for this segment.
Oh, God. So tell me in as many words as possible about your book there, Emerald.
Well, my first book was about historical uses for paste, starting with the ancient Egyptians and ending before the Industrial Revolution.
Why did you end the first book at that point?
I wanted to have a real cliffhanger in case I ever wrote a sequel. Here I am 25 years later on TV again, so my strategy has obviously paid off.
I guess I don't care enough to argue about that. So this book starts with the Industrial Revolution. Is that where the machines rise up to overthrow their human masters?
No. I actually wrote about the current state of glues and adhesives in general and worked my way back to the Industrial Revolution.
You really switched it up there, huh, Elder? Was that another one of those literal tricks, where you use it to keep us from throwing the book out of the window in disgust?
It was a bit of a storytelling device, yes. I have to say that it worked quite well.
I'll be the judge of that, if you don't mind. So, tell us about the current world of glue, Elmer.
Hey, you got it right this time. Good for you. Well, the world of glue is vast and complex. There are over a dozen different types of glue for a wide variety of uses in both at-home and industrial applications. Did you have a particular type of glue that you're interested in?
I was wondering, what type of glue do people sniff the most?
I have no particular experience with that myself, of course, but I have it on good authority that solvent glue is the most commonly used glue for that sort of thing.
Is that what Billy the sound guy tells you, Donnie?
It is, Johnny. Now, he claims that he just likes to build models,
But Billy is a gluey, right?
it sure seems like it. Most of the time, he is just totally out of it.
Remind me never to shake his hand. I don't want to get stuck to that guy.
You don't shake hands with anyone anyway, do you, Johnny?
Sometimes when Jessica's out of town, I do shake hands with the sheriff.
You may not want to say that on TV, Johnny.
Am I done yet? Can I go now?
Oh, sure, Eldon. I forgot you were here, actually.
Wow. This show is even worse than last time I was on TV. This sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, best-selling author Elmer Gluezman.